Hello guys, welcome to another CNC Rival video. So today we're going to be talking a bit about how to counter the attack bike rush. And so let's do this. Okay, so I'm against Moose. And first of all, let's start off number one. What is the reasoning behind the attack bike rush? The point behind the attack bike rush is to cripple your economy and boost theirs. A lot of times, a lot of players that do attack bike rushes normally have tech unit. That way, they can get tech units. So, the best way to counter rush is to scout it out. So here, I actually do not build a harvester first. I actually build a militant first. I can scout out the rush. I see he has 2 attack bikes, so I go ahead and build a laser trooper. Had I actually gone into a harvester and then into a missile trooper or a harvester into a militant, I actually probably would have took so much damage to my harvester, and I probably wouldn't have got a laser trooper up in time to actually run his units off. So he maybe have actually been able to get my harvester, and this would have been a whole different game had he actually got my harvester. Once again, double harvester rushes are complete double-edged sword. Well, not once again, I never said it, but still, basically, there is a double-edged sword. It's a situation where basically things can go really right and you can completely dominate the game, or things can go really wrong and you can completely get dominated. So it's really a situation where, yeah, you know, it's a 50-50 gamble whether you win or lose. Now, in lower tiers is really where this hurts. A lot of players don't expect to get rushed normally. So they absolutely just completely disregard it. So you see there, I took out both of his attack bikes using my missile. And I'm about to go ahead and get the missile. He actually charged a missile by moving his units down. And you see here, he's so focused on my harvesters that he's not even bothering to micro into the tile so he can actually cancel the missile. No, instead he went next to my unit to kill it instead of getting on the tile and canceling the missile. Thanks to that, thanks to him being distracted with that, he didn't get my harvester, and my harvester is still alive and well. Now I'm going to actually launch a counterattack. This is key to do. Always try to launch a counterattack against your opponent after you destroy their rush. This will make it so you can cripple their economy and kind of get a revenge, because normally at this point, now, just to say, they may get your harvester, but it doesn't mean it's over. You can still, a lot of times, come back from them getting your harvester. I built an artillery unit here. I'm still testing out the artillery unit. I just got it. I was trying to check it. The thing is that this is like some weird angle. You have to angle the artillery correctly, depending on the way it moves. And I'm gonna, but just not right now. So he once again tries to go for my harvester. He moves his flame troopers to go down to my harvester, but at this point the game is over. He let me charge the missile because he is so focused on trying to get my harvester, he loses the game. See, attack bike rushes are good. However, it just really becomes a point where you kind of get desperate. This dude was seriously desperate to finally get my harvester down so he can get his basilisks and artillery up. However, I had an artillery unit up and all this other stuff, and it was really GG from the beginning because I got the first missile. That's the one thing about attack bike rushes. Thing about it is that you do not want to lose the first missile with the attack bike rush. You want your enemy to spend all their Tiberium trying to stop your attack bike rush, but you still manage to get their harvester. That way you can get that extra crystal boost. You take over the launch pads. You kick them out, basically. And then since they're so focused on trying to get their economy back on track, it's basically almost close to GG at that point. However, it can still be turned around if you know what you're doing. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, attack bike rushes are easier to counter than most people in the lower leagues think. It's not that bad. It is challenging from time to time because sometimes you can be caught off guard about it. However, if you play properly and you can scout out the rush, the biggest thing to do is scout out the rush. If you don't see it coming, you're gonna get destroyed. You can see there, thanks to the fact I didn't build a harvester first, I actually won the game specifically because of that move. You can see during the end of the game, my harvester was almost dead. However, because I actually didn't build my harvester first and he didn't get the 2 barrages on it, I actually won the game. Because because usually most players in the lower tiers, what they may. My recording kind of crashed there, but like I was saying, what they may do is that a lot of times they may actually build their harvester first and then and then build their scout unit. So basically, the enemy will get free barrages on them, and is very difficult to come back from having your harvester destroyed. It's not impossible. If you actually watch some of the replays of some of the top players in the game, you can actually see I do see them a lot of times actually get their harvester destroyed, but they win the game anyway. So all in all, it's really a skill thing when it comes down. If you lose your harvester, you have to don't panic if you lose your harvester. The game's not over if you lose your harvester. Okay, don't panic. That's just the top advice right there. Do not panic when you lose your harvester. If you panic, you're gonna lose the game. However, if you don't panic, you keep a leveled head at least, then you will be good. You will be able to counter that attack bike rush. It's actually way more easier than it seems to counter the attack bike rush. The next video I will be going over how to counter the jump jet trooper rush because it's moderately powerful. It's actually easy as heck to counter. In fact, I don't even need to make a whole video on it. If you want to know how to counter the jump jet trooper, simply just build riflemen first before you build your harvester. If you do this, the jump jet troopers will never be able to do anything. The jump jet troopers count as an infantry unit. Because of that, a lot of times, and for some reason, I don't know if this is like some weird thing that people just like doing, but it was just like, I don't know what it was, but I don't know when it was, but I actually forgot that some player actually, when I actually did the jump jet trooper rush, and this was when I was in like, I think it was like Gold League. It was a long time ago, like pretty much a month or 2, 3 maybe, that a player actually built a laser trooper purposely. I'm pretty sure it was an accident. Purposely built a laser trooper to counter my jump jet trooper. I went back to the replay to look at what units he had. Flame troopers, but he built laser troopers, and I was so confused by this. I'm like, dude, you just lost your harvester and lost the game basically because you built laser troopers. I was so utterly confused because I don't know if people in the lower tiers think that the jump jet troopers are air units or something. I don't know. It's weird to me, but that's gonna be it for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Peace.